Today we're very thrilled to have our chairman, Dr. Sadek Wahba, who is recently written a book called Build, Investing in America's Infrastructure. It's an excellent book covering a very important topic. We're thrilled that he would take the time to be here with us. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Wahba.
Mark, thank you very much for having me here at the Wilson Center.
Let's begin by talking about, you say that infrastructure is really the lifeblood of our business community, of our society. Talk about just how important infrastructure is to us.
So let's define what infrastructure is, just to start with. And infrastructure includes bridges, it includes roads, it includes digital network, the fiber that connects to our home so that we can have connectivity to the internet. It includes water, wastewater systems, bridges, airports, and we can continue. So it's a critical part of our daily life. Maybe we don't appreciate it, but without it, we wouldn't be able to function. So the more you invest in infrastructure, the higher economic growth you get, the greater productivity you have, labor and otherwise. So there's a direct link between the two. There's also an important link between investing in infrastructure and income inequality. Many studies have shown that when you invest in infrastructure, you're able to reduce income inequality. The US has invested in infrastructure since colonial days, but if we look at the numbers and the percentage of infrastructure investment to GDP since the 1970s, it's been around 2% or less. How does that compare to China? China has invested 8% of its GDP in infrastructure. We have had a massive funding gap over the last 40, 50 years, which has had a severe impact on our infrastructure writ large. It required 40 plus years to suddenly being able to do that and pass that infrastructure bill. So that $1.2 trillion is huge, very important. 1.2 trillion, of which, to be fair, 500 is a reappropriation of the transport bill. So fresh new money is $600 billion. $600 billion over 50 states, over thousands of projects, helps launch a new era in infrastructure. I think it was good for the government to provide $1.2 trillion, but is that sufficient? No. Is it necessary? Yes. Another solution is the development of and the creation of an infrastructure bank. I think the idea is to create an independent private organization supported by the government, like a GSE, that has the ability to effectively lend on commercial terms to infrastructure projects, provide equity, mezzanine, and so on. And I think that will be extremely important and extremely helpful to maintain the ability to identify funds over the long period of time and not wait for another 30 years for the government to issue another $1.2 trillion. Private sector is very keen to invest in infrastructure. Infrastructure provides a long-term, steady return. So there's many ways in which we can galvanize capital to invest in our infrastructure over a sustainable period of time